Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Contessa Answers All. Today's question. My dear Contessa, how can I find the rhythm in bassadanze music? And, second part of my question, can I dance any bassadanze to any bassadanze music? Sincerely yours, Rhythmless in Rouen. Well, Rhythmless, let's address your question. First thing to understand about bassadanze music is that it doesn't necessarily have a drum accompanying it, and it frequently does not, in fact. But there are, of course, key parts of the music, shall we say, that indicate the rhythm. So the bass rhythm of a bassadanze is mostly indicated by the tenor line, and by mostly I mean in most pieces of bassadanze music, the tenor line. And the tenor line is the underlying constant motion of the rhythm. It will either have one note per 6 counts or one note every 3 counts of music. And so that tenor line is going to go blare, 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 and that's indicating your rhythm. For every blare, it's 3 counts or 6 counts depending on the specific tenor line. And in different arrangements of music with different instruments, you'll have, of course, a different instrument possibly playing that tenor line. It's not necessarily a tenor keyed instrument or registered instrument. So let's take a look at the first piece of music I have, and let's listen to it. So we're listening for the blare. Blare. It's this underlying blare. 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 And that's 3 counts per blare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then a double over top of that would look like this. Step, step, step. Blare, 2, 3. 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 Right? So this is if you have chants. So you're listening for that blare, as I cheekily call it, the blare of the dying goose. Right. Let's look at some other music. Different set of instrumentation. So here we have lute. There we're listening for the pluck of the tenor line. Pluck, 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 2, 3, pluck, 2, 3. So those are your singles. Pluck, 2, 3, pluck, 2, 3, pluck. And if I do a double over that, double, 2, 3. So 1 double per 2 plucks. Pluck, 2, 3. Pluck, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pluck, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pluck, 2, 3. Pluck, 2, 3. Pluck, 2, 3. Okay. Let's try a different instrument, and I'm going to mention another aspect of bassadanze music. It doesn't seem to have been common practice for there to be an intro as such. There are, however, 2 little pickup notes that cue you that you're about to begin. So in this next recording, I would like you to listen for those pickup notes. You don't actually start moving until after those pickup notes. So let's try this next arrangement. Listen for the pickup notes. Except, let me reset. Yes, Kitty, everyone can hear you. You are not the bassadanze music, however. Right, so just listen for those pickup notes. Little da-da. Okay. Let's reset. I want you to listen for them again, but I'm going to let the music keep playing this time. So again, we're listening for the strum. 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 Listen under the melody. Strum. strum. It's a deeper sound. Strum, strum, strum. Step, 2, 3, step, 2, 3, step, 2, 3, step, 3, step, 2, 3, strum, strum. And a double would be step, step, step. Strum, 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 strum. So, one more piece of music. This is very different from the other ones. So as I've discussed in some of my instructional videos and in my lessons, often dances were choreographed to fit an extant popular song. So nothing's really changed in that regard. I'm confident that you may have attended some social function, such as a wedding, where there was some kind of group dance being performed to a pop tune, right? The electric slide, for those into sort of ironic vintage, or that cha-cha thing that everyone does at weddings and balls. Popular song came first, dance was created to follow it. This is also true of the 15th century. So, this next piece is Filles mariées, marriageable girls, and it is a bassedanse, the French equivalent of the bassadanze, and it was composed to fit a popular tune of the era. And so here we have the popular tune. So we're going to learn to hear the rhythm in this popular tune. Now, these popular tunes have generally been delivered to us in a 3 or 4 voice arrangement. And so one of those voices is generally what is giving you the rhythm, and the other voices are just distraction. So let's listen. Let's listen. Filles mariées. So this arrangement of this song is actually nice because it starts with the tenor line. So you can hear it. The first note of each phrase that he's singing, da, 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 right? One, so in this case, it's one note per 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4. And the other voices come in. You're still listening for that deep under voice. Ignore the top voices. Double, 2, 3. Double, 2, 3. Double, 2, 3. Double, 2, 3. Singles. Double, 2, 3. Step, step, step. Now this is a bit of a cheat because there is a drum accompaniment. But I still want you to try to listen for that tenor, what is actually the tenor line, the tenor singing. 1, 2, 3. So that's yet another way to listen for the music. So that was question 1. Let's look at question 2. Part 2 of the question was, can you dance any bassadanze to any bassadanze music? And the short answer is yes. As long as there's enough music for the choreography that you are performing, there is no reason you can't dance, say, Phoebus, to any music that has that many measures of music. There are a couple of exceptions. Danse de Clèves actually has its own melody, for instance. Espérance du Bourbon does also. And as one gets later and later in the passage of time, then yes, more and more specialized melodies appear to accompany the specific dance rather than just a general tenor line that is then improvised. But in fact, I would say that we have evidence that our forefathers and foremothers of dance were not able to necessarily recognize the bassedanse tune just based on the music alone to it. There is a court case, a lawsuit, about a prank that was performed by some cheeky students on their cheeky fellow student at a ball. A young man asks a lady to dance and requests the musicians to play the appropriate bassedanse. Well, his friends then bribe the musicians to play an entirely different bassedanse, but the young man doesn't notice it until he reaches the end of his steps, and there's still another 10 measures of music to go. So he was so humiliated that he actually brought a civil suit against his fellows and sought reparations for the humiliation he felt at their hands. So that tells me that, yeah, probably they couldn't really necessarily recognize a specific tenor for a specific dance either, and the melody was seemingly mostly improvised, unless it was, in this case, a popular song, as we had in Pisa Marie. So, that has been your The Contessa Answers All. Please do keep the questions coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you wish to become a patron on Patreon and receive extra perks and exclusive content, the links are in the description below. Happy dancing.